Rise and shine, everyone. It is Monday, April 29th, 7:30 in the morning. And we appreciate you for starting your day with us. We have had so much fun on Rise and Shine every weekday morning, getting to spend an hour with you and getting to introduce you to great community partners and people who are doing great things out there. And so this morning is no different. We have a guest with us that you've gotten to meet before. He jumped in on the news with us a few weeks ago to talk about Vita Era. So today we have with us Rodney Cooper with Vita Era. So welcome, Rodney.
Thank you, Courtney. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming back to join us. That segment that we had, those few minutes that we had to visit, just weren't enough to cover all the things that are going on with you and with Vita Era. Before we get into the product, I would love for you to introduce yourself to our viewers and tell a little bit about your background, and then that can segue into why you started Vita Era. So tell us about you, Rodney.
Absolutely. So my name is Rodney Cooper. Played at the University of Alabama from 2011 to 2015. Played professionally as well, and now I'm the owner of Vita Era Hydration. So it's a healthy hydration company.
Well, what made you start a hydration company?
So it's funny because just looking back on it, I had no idea that I was going to be in this space, right? So after I got done playing, I got into sales, but I got to the point to where I didn't just want to make money just to make money. I want to do something that was like fulfilling and purpose-driven, right? Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, once you make that transition, you got to figure out, okay, how can I add value to society? So now I'm into the running space. Now I do have marathons and things like that. It's funny because my teammates laugh at me because I used to hate running. Now I do it for fun, but it's really big on the mindset piece. So now with my running that I do, like, you know, every day after my runs, I do like a 15 or 20 minute walk, right? So that's when I'm hyper focused, all of my ideas come to me and things like that. So it was one afternoon on the weekend at Homewood, I was running on the Lakeshore Trail. I did a 6-mile run that day, and then after my run, I was asking myself certain questions, right? I was like, okay, what I do on a daily basis, not even thinking about it. And I was like, personal development, physical and mental fitness, and I'm always encouraging somebody. So I said, okay, what vehicle can I add those attributes to? And I was like, supplements. And I was like, no, I'm not really trying to make something that made for like bodybuilders because it's not my body type. So I said, what's something that everyday person is taking or should be taking that will also benefit athletes and people with an active lifestyle? And it just came to me. I said, vitamins. So 2 days later, I was talking to my mom. I was telling her about, you know, Mom, I want to start a business, but I want to start something that I can get obsessed with. So like we talked about on the last show, I truly believe that it's 3 levels. You have an interest in something, you're passionate about something, then you're obsessed with something. Then with me, I have a obsessive personality. So once I can figure out something that I'm obsessed with, my attributes just take over from there. So I'm telling her this, and then just to rewind it back a little bit, from 2018 to 2020, I got really weird. I stopped watching TV. I got real obsessed with personal development, so I was reading 2 books a month. I was listening to podcasts, reading different entrepreneurs, you know, biographies and things like that. So when my mom was saying, she said, I think you should watch Shark Tank, I didn't know what Shark Tank was at the time. So I was like, Mom, I don't got time to be watching TV. I feel like that's a waste of time. She said, no, I think you'll really like it. These different founders come on and pitch their product or service to these different sharks. But the thing is, she spoke my language, though. She said, I think the guy who owns the Dallas Mavericks is on that show. And I said, Mark Cuban? And she was like, yeah. And I said, okay, I'll check it out. So this is where it gets weird as far as the confirmations that God gave me throughout this process. So she was looking at her counter, it was vitamin B12, and she said, right, for some reason, something is telling me you should look into the vitamin space. And she said, I don't know what that looks like, but I take it every morning before I go to work. And I said, Mom, what you say? So she repeated it back to me, and then I thought that was crazy because the idea came to me on that Monday, and on Wednesday, she just out of nowhere says vitamins, right? Wow. So that weekend, I was at the gym, I was on the treadmill, and it's always this guy that would come and talk to me while I'm on the treadmill. So it got to the point he got too comfortable because I'd take an AirPod out, listen to him for a second, then put the AirPod back in, and he'll be like, hey, Rodney, do you hear me? And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm 6 miles in, doing 8.5 speed. Yeah. This just lets you know how nice I am, right? So I was sweating a lot, and the treadmill had, you know, sweat everywhere, and he just kept looking at me, and he was like, Rodney, I think you'll do really well in the hydration space. So he didn't say vitamins, he said hydration. And that's when I got off the treadmill. I was like, man, what you say? He said, man, I love your discipline. You're here at 5 a.m., 5:30 every morning. And it just fits your profile, fits your resume, it fits who you are, right? So, but during that time, I was unconsciously seeing the liquid IVs, the drip drops, the Celsius of the world. So when he said that, I just thought that was crazy. But that night is when it really like came to me, as far as I ran into a podcast of the guy who created liquid IV. So he had a very similar story to me. Then after that, I'm like, okay, God, I hear you. So start the process, had no idea how to start. I interviewed 18 different manufacturers. The first 5 interviews that I did with the owners, I asked very broad questions, open-ended questions, but I ran into a few owners that were very passionate about what they did, so they overshared. So I'm just, taking notes, and then from meeting 6 to meeting 18, I asked very specific questions. And so those owners, they was like, Rodney, you had some really great questions. Like, how long you been in this space? And I was like, well, this is my first business. And they was like, how in the world do you know all this stuff? But they just didn't know. I just took the information from the first 5 meetings and implemented them from meeting 6 to meeting 18. Long story short, broke it down to a top 10, top 5. Working with a manufacturer here in the U.S. We just branched out to another manufacturer, and now, as far as to date, we're in a little over 100 high schools, 12 colleges, and we have a couple of pro teams, and then we have some blue-collar companies as well, like Hort Construction. We have Polar Bear Services. They're in the Birmingham area, HVAC and electrical company. And then we also have Quality Corporate Inc., that agriculture company in Greenville. So we're moving.
Wow. And what is this time frame that you're saying? This is only in the last few years that
So July 9th would be 2 years in the business. So we're still a baby. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But we're growing though. So,
wow.
yeah.
And that's really quickly too.
Yeah.
So from the time that you had the idea to the time to right now has only been about 2 years.
Yeah. But the thing is, how I did it is, everything's perception, right? So before we even came to market, when I was just in the process of, I didn't even get the samples yet. I was going to the different schools and just pitching the idea to some of these coaches. And people was like, how in the world you got in these schools so fast? But they just didn't see the 12 to 14 hour days of me being on the road and just pitching the concept to these different coaches, and they loved the idea, they loved the concept. But then too, I did a lot for a lot of different coaches without expecting anything in return, as far as like, speaking to teams, mentoring guys, and things like that. So now, since I had something that I was going to offer, they was like, okay, right now, how can I get behind and support what you have going on? And yeah, once they actually tried the product, they was like, right, and the product actually works, and the kids like it. And then the word of mouth got around. Then I started going to these different clinics where the coaches are, and then we're just building. So just rinse and repeat and going from there.
Yeah, and that's important. You said that the kids like it.
Yep.
Because it has to taste good.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I know the coaches. They say the first thing they say is that. Well, the coaches call me Coop. Everybody, when I was during my time at Bama, everybody called me Coop. No, hardly anybody called me Rodney, but. They was like, yeah, the kids like it, and one of the kids, they tried the lemon lime, and they said, Coach, this tastes like lemonade. And I told the coach, I said, that's good that they're relating it to something that they're used to drinking, but it's something that's natural and clean. But it's funny, when I have the meetings with the coaches, they say, okay, Coop, I understand that the health benefits, I understand what it'll do, but how does it taste? And I said, that was the biggest thing, as far as with it taking a year for the product to get created, is to make sure that we had a taste profile to where it needs to be. So. Yeah,
because kids will definitely be picky about it.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
Especially if you say it's healthy and then it doesn't have a good taste. Those two things don't go well with kids, at least.
As you know, kids will be honest.
Yes, they will be. Yes, they will be. I had my kids try. You had given me a sample, and they loved it. They're like, hey, when can we get more of that? And there are so many options out there. But they don't tend to be healthy options. Even ones that say I'm healthy have like artificial sweeteners in them, or have things that aren't actually healthy for us at all, or regular sugar, like an absurd amount of sugar in some of these energy or healthy drinks.
Right, and the thing is, what you have to be careful of is that the way that they word things, right? Because it's like certain regulations we have to have when it comes to FDA regulations. So you'll see things like more natural, and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And normally when they have that, when they promote like zero sugar, no sugar, I tell people to look in the other ingredients section. It's normally like up under the supplement facts or to the right of the supplement facts, but I call it the fine print. But more times than not, when they're promoting no sugar, zero sugar, they have some type of artificial sweetener like sucralose or aspartame in their products, which isn't good for us either. So we use a natural sweetener, stevia, in replace of the sugar and artificial additives, which is one of the healthiest natural sweets on the market, to give our products its taste. So
yeah, that's really important. Like personally, aspartame gives me really bad headaches, and I know it's just not healthy for you. I mean, it's been linked to all sorts of health conditions. Aspartame has. And so that's one of those things that you have like, oh, it's zero sugar, so it's healthy for you, but then it has those sweeteners that are not healthy for you and have been linked to a lot of health conditions.
Right, and then if you look up like different articles on aspartame, that's been the common thread as far as a lot of people, their body not reacting the right way, and then you have those headaches. So it's funny that a lot of people that try our products are like, I don't get those headaches like a lot of these products have, because the thing is a lot of people don't know that a lot of these products have aspartame in their products. So yeah.
And it's really addictive too, aspartame is. And so you can actually, that's why people get hooked on these like diet drinks and stuff, is that aspartame creates that addiction, and then when you try to stop drinking them, it's really a challenge, and you see that you're getting headaches from withdrawals and things from something that's in a drink. And
a lot of people too, they don't think that they actually have like certain habits. We all have habits, where they're good habits or bad habits. But the thing is, once you get used to drinking things like all these different sodas and stuff like that, it's hard to get off of it. So my thing is that our biggest mission is that we're going to change the way people consume hydration and sport drink products, but doing it in the natural, clean route. So.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate that there is something on the market that can give people a zero sugars, no artificial sweeteners, and something that tastes good. And we have so many other things to talk about. Another thing, no preservatives, because that's really important as well. All of these things are.
Yeah, for sure. And then too, it's funny just looking back on it, going through that process as far as like getting the product to us as far as different samples and things like that. And what we did is we sampled the product to different people, old, young, black, white, just different backgrounds and things like that, just to get their feedback on it. But I remember when the first samples came in and it tasted awful. And I was like, and I was like, oh my God, like we went through all this and it tastes like this. But just with my, athlete in me, and I'm gonna compete and things like that, and understanding how to overcome adversity, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna quit. We didn't come this far just to only come this far. And then it took a few different variations to get it to where it needs to be. And then I was like, okay, like my anxiety can calm down a little bit. I can actually get some sleep now, because we actually got the flavor profile where it needs to be. But trust me, the first sample, I didn't even let people try it. I'm not going to have people's first impression be this variation, because they're not going to try it after that.
Right, you don't want to stop them there. Well, we've got so many more things to talk about, and we're going to learn more about Vita Era and how it came to fruition, and ask some more questions to Rodney. If you have any questions, let us know. If you're watching us on Facebook, you're welcome to comment right there, and we'll ask Coop the questions.
There we go.
That would be a cute segment. Questions with Coop.
There we go.
So right now we're going to go check in with your local area weather with Lacey Clients, and hear a word from a few of our appreciated sponsors. So we'll be right back. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
Good morning, everyone. Today, temperatures are getting up to 82 degrees, and we will have a 60% chance of showers. Then tomorrow, it's getting up to 81 degrees, and we'll have a 40% chance of showers. Then on Wednesday, we'll have partly cloudy skies, a high of 86, with only a 20% chance of rain. So everyone, get your umbrellas and rain boots ready. I'm Lacey Clients with your TV 24 weather.
Some say college isn't for single parents or people who work full-time. I'm here to prove them wrong. I'm a first-generation American, the father of Dion, and a non-traditional student at Gadsden State Community College. As a sergeant in the Army National Guard, I've watched soldiers with degrees progress faster in their careers. So today, I'm in school, involved in the Veterans Upward Bound program, and excited to see what's in store for my career. I truly am earning my wings at Gadsden State.
Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery in Oxford is the area's leading auto body shop, serving Anniston, Oxford, Talladega, and surrounding areas since 1996. They specialize in auto body repair and refinishing, paint correction, paintless dent repair, towing, and so much more. For all of your auto body needs, contact Hughes Paint and Body Works Towing and Recovery at 256-835-1170. Also online at HughesPaintandBody.com.
At Bentley Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we care about you. We offer custom prosthetics, orthotics, diabetic shoes, and durable medical supplies. We're located here in Alexandria, Alabama, where it's a country feel but professional care. Come see us today.
I'm Alan Parnell, the Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance.
I'm Lacey Klantz with your TV24 News Update. Per the Calhoun Journal, the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office is actively engaged in investigations related to recent property crimes and is reaching out to the public for assistance. By fostering community involvement, the Sheriff's Office aims to enhance public safety and bring those responsible for criminal activities to justice. The first incident was sometime between February 1st, 2024 and April 16th. 2024. A silver Nissan Quest was stolen from a residence on Foster West Road in Jacksonville. The second incident was sometime between April 12th and April 15th of this year. A dump truck was damaged at a residence on Magnolia Drive in Piedmont. Several hoses, lines, and wires had been cut, and various parts on the engine were missing or damaged. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office emphasizes the importance of community involvement in ensuring the safety and security of the region. If you have any information related to these incidents or any other criminal activities, please contact the Sheriff's Office at 256-236-6600. Your assistance is crucial in helping to solve these cases and prevent further criminal activity in our community. 4 people, including 1 child, died after tornadoes ripped through Holdenville, Oklahoma. Hughes County Emergency Management confirmed the deaths in Holdenville. One of them, a 4-month-old baby, on top of 14 homes being damaged or destroyed, and 100 people suffering tornado-related injuries. The search for missing or trapped individuals in the town started Saturday night after the storm left the area. The 4-month-old child, who lived in a house that was reportedly destroyed, was among the people authorities were looking for. The child was found and taken to a hospital, but was pronounced dead later. As authorities assess the damage to Holdenville and other towns that were struck by tornadoes, the death toll is feared to increase as the search goes on. Numerous tornadoes also closed highways and cut off power in Iowa and Nebraska. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Klantz.
Rise and shine, everyone. It is April 29th, Monday morning, 7:50 a.m., and we are so happy to have you joining us. This morning, we are talking about Vita Era, so a way to get vitamins and hydration. So if you were looking for a way to stay hydrated, or if you have any kids or anyone in your family, really, because this doesn't just have to be an athletic drink. This is to anyone who wants to be hydrated and healthy. then you can find it here with Vita Era. So we have Rodney Cooper with us, the founder of Vita Era. And so as we were going to a break, we were talking about all things, how did Vita Era get started?
Right.
And you as an athlete, when you were in your height of your career, and I don't know, maybe your athletic career, I guess, is that something that you really saw as an opportunity, that you weren't able to get that hydration that you desperately needed for your body to stay a top-notch athlete?
Yeah, so I know we talked about this last time, but a lot of business people that I'm around now, they ask me, you know, who my ideal customer is, and I say myself, because in college, high school, I was a cramper, you know, didn't have too much percent body fat and things like that. So I tell these business people that the ideal customer is me, because I wish I wish I had this when I was coming up, but even now when I work out and do my half marathons and 10Ks and stuff like that, haven't got to the full marathon yet, but I utilize these products every morning before and after my workouts. But then too, just like you said, it's for the everyday person as well, because the thing is, throughout the course of your day, you're constantly losing those vitamin, minerals, and electrolytes, and people think that as far as when it comes to hydration, they only need to drink water, but you need more than that. So it's not by accident that 3 out of 4 people are chronically dehydrated, so we're not drinking enough water. So with the electrolytes, it allows our body to absorb more water. So this is a product not just only for athletes, but for the everyday person as well that goes to work and things like that. So
yeah, and you're still in the height of your athletic career.
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah.
you're still have lots of goals, and with your goals, you have also realized that you need things that'll help contribute to those goals, and for you to be able to accomplish those things.
absolutely. I make a joke and say that I'm not still a basketball player, but I still consider myself an athlete.
Absolutely, always.
Yeah, always. And then too, like, I always flip that switch. So if I do need to get on the court and play pickup and things like that, like it's like riding a bike. So
Yeah. And we mentioned, you know, it's not just for athletes. Like, I mean, we're still, especially living in the South, it's hot outside. If you're out
Yep.
doing any gardening even, you
Right.
know, like anything where you're sweating or perspiring, and you need to replenish
Yep.
those electrolytes and that. I mean, sometimes we'll try to chug a lot of water, but that's really not going to give us what we need. That'll still, you know, it still can cramp, and we can still be hydrated
Yep.
even after trying to drink water throughout the day.
And it's funny because just as far as our direct to consumer market, as far as people that purchase online, a lot of our consumers are women, and then just looking at the different age demographics, a lot of these women are doing things like hot yoga and things like that, or the ones that, you know, are health conscious and want to put the right things in their body. So it's just very like interesting to see the different demographics of people that utilize our products. So yeah.
Yeah, because everyone can benefit from hydration, because
Absolutely.
dehydration is no fun.
Right,
I've been there
right.
before. It is not a good feeling. It will really shut your body down.
Yep.
And a lot of the options out there are sugary options.
Right.
Like you said, you know, you have a sports drink. You look at that sports drink, and yes, you're going to have the electrolytes, but then all the sugar that you're going
Right,
to get with
right.
it. Like that doesn't, it doesn't seem like a healthy balance there, because you're really, you're causing more dehydration with the sugar, right? Can't sugar
Right.
dehydrate you?
Absolutely. So a lot of these sports drink products and hydration products, like you said, have a ton of processed sugar in their products, and the processed sugar dehydrates the body. So with us, with the everyday person being constantly dehydrated, it just doesn't make sense when you're dehydrated to drink something that's going to dehydrate you even more, right?
Right.
So you need to find something that doesn't have all that sugar in there, but a lot of companies, they understand that people are becoming more wellness conscious, so they promote the no sugar, but I just want to bring to people's attention that when you see these products that promote that, just look at the other ingredient section and see that, do they have any artificial additives like the sucralose and aspartame? So
Yeah, because we don't want that. I mean, that's not
Yeah.
doing us any favors.
Right.
So along with hydration, tell me about the name Vita Era.
yeah.
Tell us how that came about.
So it's funny because the thing is, Vita means life and era means time. So you put the two together, you have lifetime.
Yeah.
So like we talked about earlier, my biggest thing is that how can I add value to society? How can I do something that's purpose driven? So God gave me the vision with Vita Era, and the biggest thing is that, Vita is the vessel, but the mission is to give back to the next generation. So a percentage of the proceeds, we're going to take kids to different universities, allow them to do the tour of like the college campuses, allow them to go in the locker room, meet the players, meet the coaches and things like that, and get exposed to those things at a young age. Because I'm big on exposure leads to expansion. So if a kid can see and touch something that they want to become in life, or something that they wouldn't expect to see in real time, that's when they think different, they think bigger, their belief system goes to the next level, and it actually becomes more of a reality, right? Because I'm a prime example of that. Me being a kid from a small town, coming from, Hurtsville, Alabama, the population is 500 people. We have a gas station, we have a Dollar General, so I joke around and say we're expanding. But coming from that small town and playing AU basketball, getting exposed to those things, getting on the airplane for the first time during AU basketball, I was scared half to death. And once I got exposed to that, my mindset changed from, I don't want to just be one of the top guys in the area, I want to be one of the top guys nationally. And over time, by my senior year, I was top 50 in the country by Rivals.com. I was ranked 48th in the country. I was a 4-star athlete. And I just feel like that principle is universal. Like, if you get exposed to, if you want to be like a financial advisor, if you want to be, working as a manager at Coca-Cola or something like that, if you get exposed to that at a young age when kids are already like dreaming, and you don't have those people that come in and kill those dreams, and they can actually see it at a young age, that's when they start working towards that. Because I'm a prime example of that. So
yes, and you spend a lot of time mentoring to the youth and
Yep.
Being a great role model. And we saw some pictures as you were talking, and that was you visiting with youth and talking
Yep.
to them about setting their goals and accomplishing them. What do you talk about when you go into a school? What are some of your talking points?
The biggest thing is that I share my story, because I've been through a lot as far as a lot of different adversity, but then too, at the same time, just as an athlete, my biggest thing that I emphasize on them is that if you want to be great, like, you can't do only what the coach requires you to do in practice, because if you're doing everything that everybody else in the country is doing, like, you're being average. So what are the things before practice, after practice, on the weekends that's going to separate you and make you great? But like I said, like, that principle is universal as well. So if you apply that same work ethic to any industry, like, you're going to be the 1% in that space. So that's the thing that I say all the time. Like, the principles with sports and business are very similar. It's just a different game. And just thinking about it, it's this one book called The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek. It pretty much talks about that. And I just know with sports, that's a finite game. But as far as in business and your career, like, that's an infinite game. So you decide on when you want to stop playing that game. And that's why, I just thank God that I was able to find something after sports that I could be able to tie that same desire and obsession to. So
Yes,
yeah.
put in that extra effort.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you had mentioned in the first segment that there was some Shark Tank ideas and
Yeah.
Mark Cuban and
Yeah.
wanting to meet him. And I'm really curious as to if you could tell us a little bit more about that. So we're going to hold that thought for a moment and see if Coop would maybe talk to us a little bit about the possibilities of being on Shark Tank, or have you applied, or?
So if it's in God plan, I haven't applied, but it's just I wouldn't be surprised if I do end up on the show.
Oh, that would be so cool.
And I know I have conversations with a lot of different people. I say that, Mark Cuban is very interesting because he is one of the sharks that really challenges the founders, and a lot of the founders that kind of go in their shell, but I look at that and I'll probably like smile at him, because just in the sports realm, that's normal. That's like healthy confrontation.
Yeah.
And he just wants you to match his energy. That's all that is. So it's not him coming off as like rude or aggressive and things like that. It's just that he's been in that space his entire life, so that's all he knows. So he just have to see if you like that. Well, in the sports realm, we call it to see if you're a dog.
There
And
you go.
and if you go on your shell, like, he's not going to really respect that. So I really feel like if that does happen, if it's in God's plan, that it'll be a iron sharper than iron moment, I would just say. So.
Hey, Mark Cuban, if you're watching, we've got a shark here that needs to go on Shark Tank. Or I
There
guess
we
they're
go.
the sharks. We have, What would you be, the fish? I don't know.
No, well, the guys in my group, we call ourselves lions.
There we go. We've got a line for the Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Well, hey, stay tuned. We'll be right back. We've got more to visit with Vita, Era, and Rodney Cooper right here on Rise and Shine, so stay tuned.
Good morning, everyone. Today, temperatures are getting up to 82 degrees, and we will have a 60% chance of showers. Then tomorrow, it's getting up to 81 degrees, and we'll have a 40% chance of showers. Then on Wednesday, we'll have partly cloudy skies, a high of 86, with only a 20% chance of rain. So everyone, get your umbrellas and rain boots ready. I'm Lacey Klontz with your TV 24 weather.
Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Oxford.
You need strength, resilience, and hope to face life's challenges. And I found all three at Gaston State Community College. I'm Jada Pickens, an Office Administration student at Gaston State's Ayers campus in Anniston. Along with attending classes, I work full-time. Life is very demanding. There's a real sense of support at Gaston State. The faculty and staff care about us as individuals and want us to thrive in the classroom and in life. Thank you, Gaston State, for giving me the wings to fly to new, unexpected heights.
All right. A little more about academics. Parents, do you want to secure a bright future for your young people? We have science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Get your kids involved with Academic STEM Kits. Go to www.academics.com to order your STEM kits. It's going to be STEM-tastic.
Hello, I'm Taylor Sloan with the City of Oxford, with a word about one of our city's most precious resources, water. Clean water enriches our lives in so many ways, but we cannot afford to take it for granted. Remember, every time you pour something unnatural down the drain or in the environment, and every time you litter, our beautiful lakes and creeks suffer. Our city is beautiful. Let's all join together to keep it that way. Stop pollution where it starts, and help protect our waters for life.
The weather is warming up and spring is just around the corner at Miller Sand and Landscape Supply. I'm Craig Miller and we've got something for everyone. From bulk materials like sand, gravel, and mulch to beautiful outdoor decor to make your outdoor living space the envy of the neighborhood. See our beautiful selection of Mazzarelli fountains, flowers to brighten your garden, and an outdoor center loaded with beautiful decor. Whether you need a little or a lot, visit Miller Sand and Landscape Supply.
I'm Lacey Klontz with your TV 24 News Update. Per the Calhoun Journal, the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office is actively engaged in investigations related to recent property crimes and is reaching out to the public for assistance. By fostering community involvement, the Sheriff's Office aims to enhance public safety and bring those responsible for criminal activities to justice. The first incident was sometime between February 1st, 2024 and April 16th, 2024. A silver Nissan Quest was stolen from a residence on Foster West Road in Jacksonville. The second incident was sometime between April 12th and April 15th of this year. A dump truck was damaged at a residence on Magnolia Drive in Piedmont. Several hoses, lines, and wires had been cut, and various parts on the engine were missing or damaged. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office emphasizes the importance of community involvement in ensuring the safety and security of the region. If you have any information related to these incidents or any other criminal activities, please contact the Sheriff's Office at 256-236-6600. Your assistance is crucial in helping to solve these cases and prevent further criminal activity in our community. 4 people, including 1 child, died after tornadoes ripped through Holdenville, Oklahoma. Hughes County Emergency Management confirmed the deaths in Holdenville. One of them, a 4-month-old baby, on top of 14 homes being damaged or destroyed, and 100 people suffering tornado-related injuries. The search for missing or trapped individuals in the town started Saturday night after the storm left the area. The 4-month-old child, who lived in a house that was reportedly destroyed, was among the people authorities were looking for. The child was found and taken to a hospital but was pronounced dead later. As authorities assess the damage to Holdenville and other towns that were struck by tornadoes, the death toll is feared to increase as the search goes on. Numerous tornadoes also closed highways and cut off power in Iowa and Nebraska. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Clance.
Rise and shine, everyone. It is Monday, April the 29th. 8:04 on your morning, and if you are looking for a way to stay hydrated and still stay healthy, we've got you right here, Vita Era. We've got Rodney Cooper, the founder of Vita Era, talking with us about the product and where you can find the product. That's a big one that we haven't touched on yet.
Right.
How do you find Vita Era?
So you go to our website, vita-era.com, and yeah, you can purchase online from there. So.
All right. Well, check that out, because again, this is a no sugar, no artificial sweetener, no preservatives, no artificial flavors. I mean, this is a good, healthy drink that will get you hydrated, get you some vitamins. It has vitamins as well, right? So that's also a little bit of the Vita name. I know the name also means what you said, lifetime.
Yep, lifetime.
Lifetime.
Yep.
Life and time.
Yep. And then the thing is too, that what separates us from other hydration products on the market is that we're a 3-in-1 product, so we're not just an electrolyte drink. So you get your vitamins and minerals, the green tea, and the electrolyte. So we bring more to the table. And then too, from an electrolyte standpoint, a lot of hydration products, they don't have magnesium or calcium in their products, which is definitely big, especially the magnesium part when it comes to the recovery aspect too. So
sure.
Yeah.
And potassium, that's something so important. My husband this morning, he did a lot of workout in the yard this weekend, and this morning as I was talking with him, he was like, I'm sore, I'm cramping, you know, and I said, well, you need some potassium.
There we go.
And so in this way, this is something we should keep this on hand, because you know, we're always doing something outside or working around the house or with kids playing sports. So this is really important for us, because it's like, well, what do? You go grab a banana.
Right.
But that's not really going to give you your source of potassium. And then along with that, you've got the hydration factor and all.
Right. And then too, each serving has 500 milligrams of potassium, which is equivalent to you consuming a banana from a potassium standpoint. And it's funny, I was just thinking about it. A guy at the gym, he was like, Rodney, every time I go and get fruit from the store, every time I get bananas, like I think about Vita Era. So it's just funny that, you know, putting those two storylines together, now when people get fruit, like they're like, okay, I need to get some Vita Era too.
Get some Vita Era too. And it tastes so good.
Yeah.
But you said the first round wasn't very tasty.
Oh yeah, it was awful. It was awful. Like I was like, it's no way I'm gonna let people try this first sample. So.
Well, then how many times did it get to where it tastes good?
It was 5 to 7 different variations, because the thing is, we had to, you know, lower the density in the vitamins. We had to mix and match different things. But yeah, once I did get that one that I was like, okay, this is the one. And then too, I know like the flavor profile that people look for. So once I got it to where it was okay to let people try it, so that I can get actual real feedback. When a lot of people tried it, it was like, yeah, this is pretty good. So that's why. So after that, I gave our manufacturer the green light to go ahead and start production. So.
How fun was that process?
It was fun for me, but I just feel like it's a lot of people that wouldn't go through that process, because it's a long, drawn-out process as far as FDA regulations, quality control. But me going into the space, I went into the space like not knowing all those things. So the thing is, I'm like, if you do something that everybody else is trying to do, like you're being average, but then too, if you do something that not too many people would do or try, that's when you're in the right space to make change or make an impact or do something at a high level. So everybody wants the things that these, you know, successful people have, but they don't want to do the work that these successful people have went through. Because I joke around all the time, they see people in year 20 where they're at, and they say like, oh, they got it made, or oh, it must be nice, and things like that. But I'm like, do you know the first 3 or 5 years what that looked like for that founder? Like, he or she went through a lot. And that's why, like, I respect the journey, the process. Like, I don't really look at the destination. So when I'm having dinner with somebody, like, one of the first questions I ask is like, okay, what did those first 3 years look like? Because that's where that's where I learned from. I don't want to just see like the glitz and the glamour. I want to see like the grind phase. That what excites me. So.
And that's so true. So many people will give up, and that.
Yep.
And it goes back to when you're talking with the kids.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, if you want to be exceptional, you're going to have to put forth effort, not just at practice,
right,
but before practice and after practice,
yep,
and on the weekends.
Yep.
Like you really have to be completely dedicated.
Right. And then too, just going back to sports, like a lot of people, they watch the game day, but they have no idea the preseason conditioning, the practice, like those things are 10 times harder than the game. So you want practice and you want the workouts to be 10 times harder so that the game can be easy. And people just don't see that part. People don't see, like, when we're pressing full court at the University of Alabama, the type of shape you have to be in, and they don't see the 20 suicides in 20 minutes that you have to do to be able to get in that type of shape. And it's man, I'm kind of having flashbacks. Me just thinking about
Get a little anxious here.
yeah, I remember those feelings, seeing black spots, about to pass out. But
wishing you had some Vita era to stay hydrated.
Right.
Imagine if you would have had this product when you were.
Yeah, it would have changed the game, because I definitely needed something during those times. Needed prayer too.
Yeah,
so,
we all do.
Yeah.
Well, I know we can sit here and talk how great it is, but sometimes hearing from someone in a testimonial really has a lot of impact. So let's hear from some of your Vita era customers.
Let's do it. Yes, sir. What you think?
That stuff is good.
Yes, sir.
That ain't no Gatorade, I'll tell you that.
There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's good stuff.
Yes, sir.
So he plays hockey for the Birmingham Bulls.
Yes. So Austin Lotz, he's the goalie for the Birmingham Bulls. Great guy. We talk all the time, and it's funny, like, he's a huge advocate for Vita era. Like, he's constantly talking about it. He's constantly sending me pictures out the blue of him pouring Vita era in his Yetis and stuff like that, when he's working out and all those different things. So it's just pretty cool to see that, he's actually enjoying the product and a huge advocate for it. So
yeah, for sure. Well, I think we have another one. Let's see.
Coach, tell me about your experience this morning and what happened.
My name is Victor Arnold. I'm a coach at Lassiter High School in Marietta. This morning, my body seized up cramping. My hand was cramped. I couldn't drive this hand. My feet started to cramp. My inner thighs were cramping. I got here. I had to leave the session because I couldn't sit down because I was cramping. I was going to go downstairs to the restaurant and get some salt because I thought that would help me out. But I met this young man and I asked him, did this product work with cramping? He said yes. He went and got me a bottle of water, mixed it for me. I drank it. Within about 15 minutes, my cramps went away and have not returned. And I'm able to sit and do anything. My hands are fine. Everything's fine. This is a great product for anyone that wants to improve. If you're cramping, if you want to get electrolytes, if you want to get things you need in your life in order to be better, this is it. Okay, this is it.
Wow, what a wonderful testimony. I mean, that's it. Cramps are awful. There's just no fun way to cramp. I mean, waking up in the middle of the night with a cramp. What are those called? A Charlie horse? Oh, those are the worst.
That would definitely wake you up out your sleep for sure.
And that's the worst way to wake up your sleep. It's just like, you just don't know what you can do, or if your toes cramp. I mean, just cramping anywhere is just no fun.
Right. Yeah. And then too, like that testimonial right there, it's a funny story behind that. So we was at the clinic in Atlanta. It's called the Glacier Clinic, and we was at the booth, and I never met this guy, and he just came to the booth. His hands was balled up, and he was like, hey, do you guys probably help with cramps? And I was like, yes. And he took another step, and he was locking up, and he was about to catch a full body cramp, and he was about to leave the clinic. So I jogged and grabbed him a water bottle, made a Vita Air drink, and I said, here, drink this. Then I gave him a couple of samples. I'm like, hey, when you go back into your session, drink these as well, and come back and tell me how you feel. He came back, he was completely fine. He was my top sales guy that day.
Yeah,
so,
I can imagine.
Yeah, so he went and told all the coaches about it. He brought his athletic director to the booth, and he just kept coming back and forth to the booth. So every time I would present to a coach and he would come back, I would tell the coach, I'm like, hey, coach, I'm going to stop presenting to you. I'm going to let this coach share his experience after utilizing our products. Yeah. And so he just sharing his testimonial to the coaches, and like a group of coaches were listening in, and they was like, coach, do it really work like that? he said, "Yeah, man, look at me." And then he started doing high knees down the hallway.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was just funny. It was funny, that whole experience and just going through that. So
We
yeah.
must have felt better going from cramping to high knees.
High knees, right.
Wow.
I wish we had the first part when he was cramping up and locking up. But I did make a joke. I said, so Coach, what you do the night before, like, to have you locking up like this? Because they had like a social hour. So,
oh, yeah.
But we're not going to go into all that.
Well,
so.
and you know, that is another reason why people get dehydrated.
Right?
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's going
Yeah.
to social hours
Yeah.
or, you know, just indulging or overindulging. And sometimes we just need a little help from our hydration. I think we have another testimonial for you.
This is Coach Summers, Alabama Christian. This was our first year using Vita Era, and I would say the results are we were extremely pleased. To start with, you know, Rodney was always very easy to contact if we had anything we needed. He was always very quick to respond. The product was always there very quickly as well. And from the standpoint of just results, you know, we were one of the teams with the least depth in our region, and really probably every week we played out of region, we were the team with the least amount of depth. And so to say that, you know, I think we had 2 cramps the entire year. We had 9 guys that went both ways, including skill guys. And so I think the product itself, you know, the results from that speak for itself. As it pertains to cost, you know, it was very cost effective, much more cost effective than just using regular liquid IV. So we were very pleased. I would give it a very high recommendation. We will be using it again and using it for the foreseeable future.
How does that make you feel to hear coaches talk about the results that their team has accomplished because of something that you have developed?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing because the thing is, I'm always a forward thinker, but sometimes I have to give myself grace because, you know, I always have these high standards for myself, but I just remember when I was just talking about the idea to different people, and now, like, it came to fruition. It actually feels real. And then to like the other flavors that we're rolling out from here, and I actually have like a team and a system that we're building, and it's just pretty cool to see. But the funny story about that is that he said Vita Era is Vita Era, but the thing is, I joked around about it after the video when he sent it to me because I didn't want him to do it again because he was so serious. He had a shirt and tie on. But the thing is, with him having guys playing both sides and just knowing that this is a product that can help them out and give them that edge, it's definitely a fulfilling thing, and I'm just excited to see as far as, you know, 10 years from now what this is going to look like.
I know, that is exciting.
Yeah.
One of the cool things about the cost effectiveness is that it also comes in a different jar, but we're going to have to go to a quick break, and when we get back, we'll talk about that and all of the ways to utilize Vita Era. So stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on TV 24. We'll be right back.
Good morning, everyone. Today, temperatures are getting up to 82 degrees, and we will have a 60% chance of showers. Then tomorrow, it's getting up to 81 degrees, and we'll have a 40% chance of showers. Then on Wednesday, we'll have partly cloudy skies, a high of 86, with only a 20% chance of rain. So everyone, get your umbrellas and rain boots ready. I'm Lacey Klontz with your TV 24 weather.
You may not believe it, but it's true. The 2024 Team 1 Chevys are here. All 23-24 Silverado light duties have 2.9% financing for 72 months. The hottest new 24 Team 1 Chevy Blazer, 1.9% financing and no payments till April. And the #1 selling family vehicle, the Equinox. 24 models. You got it. 1.9% financing and no payments till April. Team 1 Chevrolet, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Hey, this is Jason at Reeves Insurance. Just want to say a quick thank you to all of our customers for your support over the years. We now have offices in Anniston, Alexandria, and Oxford in order to serve you better. So stop in and see me or any of our experienced staff and let us shop for you. We'll find you the best price and the best coverage available. Thank you.
I'm Lacey Klontz with your TV 24 News Update. Per the Calhoun Journal, the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office is actively engaged in investigations related to recent property crimes and is reaching out to the public for assistance. By fostering community involvement, the Sheriff's Office aims to enhance public safety and bring those responsible for criminal activities to justice. The first incident was sometime between February 1st, 2024 and April 16th, 2024. A silver Nissan Quest was stolen from a residence on Foster West Road in Jacksonville. The second incident was sometime between April 12th and April 15th of this year. A dump truck was damaged at a residence on Magnolia Drive in Piedmont. Several hoses, lines, and wires had been cut, and various parts on the engine were missing or damaged. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office emphasizes the importance of community involvement in ensuring the safety and security of the region. If you have any information related to these incidents or any other criminal activities, please contact the Sheriff's Office at 256-236-6600. Your assistance is crucial in helping to solve these cases and prevent further criminal activity in our community. 4 people, including 1 child, died after tornadoes ripped through Holdenville, Oklahoma. Hughes County Emergency Management confirmed the deaths in Holdenville. One of them, a 4-month-old baby, on top of 14 homes being damaged or destroyed, and 100 people suffering tornado-related injuries. The search for missing or trapped individuals in the town started Saturday night after the storm left the area. The 4-month-old child, who lived in a house that was reportedly destroyed, was among the people authorities were looking for. The child was found and taken to a hospital, but was pronounced dead later. As authorities assess the damage to Holdenville and other towns that were struck by tornadoes, the death toll is feared to increase as the search goes on. Numerous tornadoes also closed highways and cut off power in Iowa and Nebraska. For WEAC TV 24, I'm Lacey Clance.
Rise and shine, 8:20 on your Monday morning, April the 29th. As we were going to break, we were talking about affordable options for hydration, and Vita Era can do just that. There, of course, are the single packets that you can put into a water bottle and shake it up and drink it. But also, if you have a team and you are hoping to provide Vita Era to the team, this is a great option for that. This fits into a 5-gallon water bucket. And so you can just dump this completely, this entire container, Rodney.
Yes.
Will just dump right into a 5-gallon and stir it up, and you can have Vita Era for your team during the game, keep them hydrated during practices, so you don't have to worry about the individual packets. You can, and that's measured out exactly.
Yeah, so it's 38 servings, and it has a scoop in there, so it's like having 38 of those individual stick packs. But the reason this got created is because just listening to what the coaches need. So a lot of the coaches, they were saying that, Coop, our kids like it, we understand the health benefits, but do you have any other options on the market? Because it'll take a lot of stick packs to fill up a 5 or 10 gallon cooler. So
who would want that job? Okay.
Right. God bless the trainers.
Right.
Right. So the thing is that I got my chemist and formulator. We created the tubs to where the reason why we have it 38 servings is because it's equivalent to a 5-gallon cooler. So I just put myself in the coach's shoes, and I just know like practices and game days, they're in a different mindset. So I don't want them thinking about, okay, how many scoops I need to pour into the cooler. So just pour the whole tub in, add 5 gallons of water, and then you're good to go. But then too, like people that like to go work out, right? That's why we have the scoop in there. So a lot of people, they just want to grab the scoop, put into like their shaker bottle, and you're good to go. So
have all kinds of options. So you can keep these like in your backpack or in your purse or in your car. So for individual hydration, but then if you have a team, so if you're a coach out there and you're looking for a way to keep your kids hydrated, and maybe they're having cramps or low on energy, because being dehydrated can cost you energy for sure.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is that I tell the coaches, I'm like, okay, how valuable is it to you for like your top guys to be in the game in the fourth quarter and overtime, like, which plays a part into their hydration. So if they're on the sideline, they're cramping, they can't be out there to make an impact on the field. I mean, what that opportunity cost is for you. So I just say how valuable it is to you. And then the thing is, every coach is always looking for that edge. And I really do believe, nutrition, sleep, and hydration are those things to get your guys that edge. So
nutrition, sleep, and hydration.
Yep.
We can't always monitor the middle and the
Right.
sleep, but we can
Right.
definitely help make sure that the athletes and everyone, with are hydrated.
Right.
Can't always monitor their nutrition either, but one thing you can do is make sure that they're hydrated.
Yep, I tell the coaches all the time, I said we can't make sure the kids are sleeping at a proper time, and as far as throughout the day, we can't really do anything as far as nutrition space for them, but we're just doing our part in the hydration realm on making sure that they're hydrated the right way and properly. So.
There you go. Now, I know you have many coaches and many schools that are
Yep.
utilizing. I think we have a few pictures of some of those clients. Anniston, we got to visit with a coach on the show a few months ago. He's
Okay.
doing great things in Anniston. Now, what school is this one?
That is Southside High School.
Okay.
Yep, Coach Bowen, and then their AD as well. So,
Yes.
great guy. We had a great conversation. Just his mind on marketing, you could tell he's very passionate about that. And yeah, we had a great conversation and great meeting. And that's Banks Academy. Great coach. I met him at the Glacier Clinic in Atlanta. We sat down, and I can't tell you the conversation on what sold him, but I just say it played a part in the social hour. So.
Okay.
And yeah, this is Brew Tech out in Montgomery, Alabama. That's a basketball and girls basketball coach, and great people. Had a great conversation. I met them at a clinic down in Montgomery. So yeah. So my biggest thing is that just building relationships. That's called Montgomery. Building a relationship with these different coaches, and I just look at this as like a long-term relationship. So Robbie Coker at Fort Payne, great guy. I was actually with Andy Kennedy at Ole Miss during my time at the University of Alabama. So it's just crazy, like in the sports realm, we all have some mutual friend that we know that we can connect on as far as like having conversations. So it's pretty cool to see. That's Hanley High School right there. We actually played against each other in high school. He was at Opelika High School. I was at Russell County High School. So it's just funny how it comes around full circle.
Yes.
So
All of those connections that you make.
Yep, that was at that's Huffman High School right there. We was at a clinic at the University of Alabama. So it's just funny that I got goosebumps when I was back at the University of Alabama. Yep, Enterprise High School, the coach there, Rick Harrison. We actually played AAU basketball together. Played against each other in high school too when he was at Enterprise, right? That's Pike Road, the volleyball team. The girls really liked it, and that's just a whole different space right there. So
That's so cool. I love seeing all those smiling faces, and they're so happy to have a product like Vita Era to keep them healthy and hydrated, and to get those vitamins and that potassium and, like you said, magnesium and those things that we often don't think about as being so important to our bodies that are.
Right. And then too, I know with Coleman High School with Coach Stu and Coach Josh Marshall, it's funny that in the beginning they kept asking them like, hey, when Cooper's going to get back in stock, because we had sold out. And it was a blessing and a curse at the same time. I learned a lot during that process. As far as the demand we had, I had to understand cash flow and inventory flow. But the kids, they were like, because it was part of their routine at that point. So when they didn't have Vita Era, they was like, okay, we need to go get back in stock. So
that's good.
Yeah,
that they're missing it.
Yeah, and they actually felt a difference, a real difference. So
you're going to keep them healthy and hydrated. And this is safe to drink every day. You can drink. Can you drink multiples a day or just one a day?
Yep.
What's the recommendation?
So the first variation we had 2 sticks per day. But the thing is, a lot of people came back and said, hey, how many stick packs can I consume per day? So what we did is we lowered the density in the vitamins, kept the electrolytes where they are, so it can be considered an all-day hydration product. So we're in the realm of the Gatorade, Powerade, Body Armors of the world. So yeah, this is something safe that you can drink on a multiple case basis throughout the day. So
wonderful. Well, and you have some new flavors that are coming out soon. If you need some taste testers, we'll volunteer.
Got you. We'll do
I've
it on the
enjoyed
show.
all of them. Yeah, Black Cherry was one of those that have been.
I thought you was about to say the flavor. Like, did I tell you? But
is it? Is that one of them?
It's not.
But you did talk about something blue, maybe.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll see. Stay tuned, because maybe we can hear it here first. That would be great.
Yeah.
Well, again, we want to remind you to go to vita-era.com. And Rodney, your contact information is on there as well. Okay. So reach out to Rodney. He can come visit with you if you're a coach or if you're just an individual looking to add hydration. This might even be something if you're a caregiver and you need to figure out how to keep hydrated the person that you're giving care to, or for whomever, because this is not just for athletes.
Right.
This is for anyone who wants to be healthy and hydrated. So.
And then I know like a lot of diabetics, they utilize the product as well, because the thing is they need some options out there that don't have the sugar and artificial additives. So that's been a big thing too as far as a different market. So
awesome. Well, great. Best wishes to you. Thank you for visiting with us, and thank you for tuning in to Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24. We'll be with you starting your day every morning this week. So thanks again for joining us. Rodney Cooper with Vita Era. Check it out. Thanks again. Have a great day.